how are you? Today I brought an amazing recipe for a fantastic sweet treat. No sugar, no flour, no starch, nothing to thicken it, and it's also gluten-free. This recipe, even though it's super creamy, doesn't have any heavy cream or condensed milk either. You're going to love it because on top of everything, it uses just a few ingredients. Stay until the end, you won't want to miss it. Before we get started with this delicious treat, which is great as a dessert, but also perfect for breakfast or an afternoon snack, if you're new here, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and remember to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything. I post new videos every day and you're going to love them. Let's get started. Remember, ingredients with the exact quantities and nutritional information will be down below in the description so you can make this delicious recipe at home too. So here in my skillet, I'm using a skillet so you can see better, but you can use any pan you have. And I'm going to add my banana and let it cook here. It was already very ripe. You can see it had some black spots, which means it's going to be really sweet. And I'm going to add a little water here so we can cook this banana. I'm not going to add sugar, but I wanted to have that caramelized banana flavor. I'm also going to add, optionally, a bit of cinnamon here, which I think goes really well with banana. But it also helps with insulin sensitivity, carbohydrate metabolism, and it also enhances the sweet flavor. It naturally brings out a sweetness and adds some seasoning to the dish. So now, for the time being, I'm going to wait for this to cook. Even if the banana falls apart, that's fine. I want it to be well cooked because that changes the flavor of the banana and the consistency of the recipe. So once this is ready, I'll pick up from there. I'll be right back. On low heat, it's super quick. About 3 minutes have passed here and it's already like this. If you chop the banana really finely, it'll cook even faster. So I'm just going to wait for this puree to finish forming. It's almost there, and we'll continue from there. You need to wait for this to cool down. This is coming off the heat, and I'm going to wait about 5 or 10 minutes for it to cool down, because otherwise the rest of the recipe won't work. Once it's cooled, I'll come back and we'll continue from there. Hang on. I waited for it to reduce and cook, and look, it's cold now. I'm even putting my hand here so you can see it's already cooled down at room temperature. Now I'm going to add my plain yogurt, off the heat, because if we add the yogurt while it's on the stove, there's a risk it will curdle. Remember, I have a video here on the channel teaching how to make yogurt, in case you want to make yogurt at home. But if you prefer to buy it, the ideal is to choose one with as few ingredients as possible. I always say this, but it's worth repeating. Just milk, or at most, reconstituted milk and lactic ferment. I'm going to add a little vanilla extract here. I'll give it a stir, but it doesn't need to be mixed too much, just enough to help lower the temperature of the banana even more. Remember that vanilla extract is optional. Just like cinnamon, it helps bring out some sweetness and adds a bit of flavor, but it's optional. You don't even need to mix it too much. The idea of adding the yogurt here was to help lower the temperature of our banana even faster. And now I'm going to do the following. This here is neutral gelatin, colorless and flavorless. I'm going to add it here to my water and take it to melt in the microwave. And in a bit, I'll come back so we can mix everything together and make our mousse. I'm going to melt it in the microwave, but if you prefer to do it in a double boiler, that's fine too. Let me know, by the way, how you prefer to do it at home. And when that's melted, I'll come back so we can mix the two things together. I'll show you how we do it. It's melted. Here's what I'm going to do. I'll blend it in this container, but I won't add the gelatin first so it doesn't stick to the sides. So in fact, the first thing I'm going to add is the banana mixture with yogurt and everything else. And the spices, because actually everything else is just these optional spices that I had already put in here. Now on top, I add the hydrated gelatin and I'm going to blend it. You can do this in a blender, but I think it ends up sticking to the sides a lot and there's a lot of waste. I prefer to do it here. I'm going to blend it. Hold on. Look, I blended it here for about 3 minutes until it got more airy like this. The longer you blend it, the airier it will get, and that will also depend a lot on the consistency you want. I'm going to put it here in my glass and the consistency will really set. You can see how there are these bubbles because it was blended. So I'm going to put it in the glass, take it to chill for about 20 minutes to an hour, and I'll be back soon to show you the consistency it turned out. I'll be right back. Look, I left it in the fridge for 2 hours and I'm going to show you the consistency of this delicious treat. Look at this. Make it, you're going to love it. Just look at this consistency. It's somewhere between a mousse and a pudding. Tell me, what time of day would you eat this delicious treat? I'll even put a little on this plate so you can see how creamy it is. Make it, you're going to love it. Look at this. Isn't it amazing? Make it, you're going to love it. So tell me, what time of day would you eat this caramelized treat? I'd love to see your comment. Remember to give it a like, because that helps me out too. And share it with anyone who would like it, with anyone who needs it. Let's spread this chain of kindness together. That's what I want here on the channel. Let's taste it. Words can't do it justice because it tastes just like restaurant-style flambéed banana. You're going to love it. See you next time. Bye.